second video,
course.
right? My response, the second video I made, which I wasn't even going to make a second video, but the second video I made was in response to your apology, which in my opinion was a big ass non-apology. You addressed being a conservative. You apologized for people being offended by some vague things that they may have been offended by. But in fact, the criticisms of you, Flakko, were for you being anti-black, you shitting on the black community, you aligning with white supremacists like Nick Fuentes, Trump, the fucking Proud Boys, you glazing Trump, who is the most unlike president in modern American history, which makes it look even crazier because it seems like you switched up when it stopped being cool to be MAGA.
Well, no, because in so just a clip actually from 2024, right? When I left LA and then came back.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. I didn't know this background about Flakko until my boy Gaptooth. I think he the one made the video first. I didn't know this, right? I'm another person that got put on to the Flakko wave with the Chud the Builder shit, right? I was watching Jew, and then I was watching Antonio, and then my boy Gaptooth, and Taylor House Publishing, and I ended up finding Flakko. You know what I'm saying? Like I never knew, I didn't watch No Jumper. I wasn't a No Jumper watcher. So I didn't know that's where he came from, right? So I'm thinking, he pro-black and this and that and the third. So, I'm gonna let the video play a little bit, and then I'm gonna give a little more commentary just to fill in the segment, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
While Trump was running against Kamala, and there's clips of me on No Jumper News where—
and that's cringe too. I'm gonna say this. Her name is not Kamala, it's Kamala. I'm tired of people getting that shit wrong. It's Kamala. Get it right.
I'm saying I'm voting for Kamala, right? And this was like 2024, right? But bro, so that one, and then, oh my God, and then the second one, which is like with the death of porn rappers. So again, like the specific people that I wish death upon, I think it was Future, it was the street rappers. And the reason why I took a stance that harsh was because my thought process was, these people are leading our youth to a graveyard or jail. So my thought process was, again, and it might have been harsh as well, was I'm wishing the exact same thing upon them that they're causing to other black men and to our youth, right? Now, I do understand, like, out of context, like that might be harsh,
right now.
But
hold on.
That was my mindset. You feel me, right?
All right, so the whole reason why I was laughing, and I don't know if y'all seen my super chat, Jew ended up doing 2 of them at the end. And he didn't really go into it, which I don't expect him to, but I wanted to put them out there so that I could frame the context of what I'm about to say. He was talking real smooth just now, right? And then when Jew starts to put the pressure on him, you'll notice something. You'll notice he starts stammering really bad. You know what I'm saying?
With like Nick Fuentes, bro.
And the whole reason I started laughing is me as a, you can say, newer YouTuber or reaction/commentary based channel, how hard it is for me to cut out certain shit. So in my head, when he's stuttering, I'm thinking like, damn, bro, how he be slicing his videos up? That's where my head is at. I'm like, yo, that's a lot of work. How he was stuttering, that's a lot of work, bro. That's a lot of work, and he pumps out like 5 videos a day. But let's keep going.
Oh, listen, bro. Again, I completely dropped the ball. The Nick Fuentes stuff, I think, was like 2022, 2023, right?
Okay, wait. So if the Nick Fuentes was in 2020,
the other guy too, Watch TV. You'll see him right here in the comments. He's another guy that I watch. Big shout outs to you too, bro. I appreciate your content.
2023. You said in your apology video that your wake up call was the rise of white supremacy and white nationalism.
Yeah, of
What's
course.
the timeline of that?
See, and this is the problem I have with Flakko on this tape. As Jew was explaining it to him and breaking him down, he's injecting of courses and yes and of courses before he can even finish his full tape. So that lets me know I feel like he's not even hearing him out completely. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on.
Because 2023 and 2022, Nick Fuentes came out in 2017.
Of course.
The Groypers was out in 2017. The fucking insurrection, January 6th, was 2021.
Yeah, of course.
Got my boy Gaptooth right here.
Stephen Miller got exposed for having white supremacist emails on his server or database in 2015, 2016. And that expose came out in 2019, which means you were fully aware that white supremacy was on the rise, that white nationalism was on the rise.
No, right? But
no, right. You have to listen to people, bro.
Right.
Now, for those that, you know, I have a stuttering, this and that and third, I think pretty much every young black kid had some kind of speech impediment growing up. Some kind. I'm not, and mostly young black boys, because, you know, we have a lot of, you know, testosterone going through our bodies. We're growing, we're moving fast. Everything is going fast, right? So same here. But why don't I have that issue now then?
And that's where I
Talk
take
about that later.
Accountability too, my brother. Was again, bro. Like, even if you watch that, like, if you watch that Nick Fuentes stuff, like, you can clearly hear it again, bro. Like, again, I was like completely like uneducated, ain't really know what's going on. With the Nick Fuentes stuff, again, I dropped the ball completely, because again, I heard about Nick Fuentes, I think in 2022 when he did, like, I think like Abba and Preach, when he did like Fresh and Fit, even and like.
All this sounds like to me is like you ducking accountability. Like he's trying to subpar acknowledge it without going full-fledged. Hey, yo, bro, I messed up. The thing I would appreciate is, how can I make this right? And that's what the context of my video for this is about to be about. I want to know, how can he make it right? That's the next question, right?
Even during that interview, right? I asked those questions of, hey, are you racist? Hey, do you say the N-word, blah, blah, right? Yeah. And he did a very great job at...
You see, this me right here. Jew holding his feet to the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Evading and concealing his intentions. I dropped the ball. I should have been, again, more educated. I didn't know who Stephen Miller was in 2019. Again, it's no excuse. I dropped the ball and I was wrong. I was uneducated about a bunch of this shit, my brother.
And I don't knock him for that. I don't knock him for not being educated. I can say, when it comes to this YouTube landscape, especially about me knowing who Flakko was before I think I did a reaction, one or two reaction videos to his commentary. I didn't know, right? Unlike a lot of you guys, like, I'm really learning this YouTube space and how involved you have to be with this shit to stay on top. It take a lot of work for these guys to find a topic that's hot and to be in a post that's, bro, it's not easy. YouTube is not, I don't care what anybody says, right? Even when you're what do you call it, reusing content or reacting to content or adding commentary to content, this shit is not easy. It takes me probably about 3.5 hours to do one video, and that's after I do the recording. So it's not easy. But I don't knock him for not knowing that, because again, I'm trying to learn how to be more aware of the YouTube landscape and how to navigate it better, because again, I didn't know Flakko had that pass. I really didn't know he was on No Jumper. How could you not know? I'm not into that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch No Jumper. How can I know that? You feel me? So I don't knock him for that, but it's still, when you have someone that's allegedly a quote unquote racist and you not do any background digging on that, that's irresponsible.
Right? And that's on me for speaking on shit that I was unaware of, right? Like, I dropped the ball, right? And I do apologize for that. But right hand of God, I did not know who Stephen Miller was in 2019. I heard about, like, in Nick Fuentes, when he did the whole with Alba and Preach, with the Aiden Ross, with that whole little, like, I think circuit, right? So again, like, that's my fault for speaking on shit that I was uneducated of. But again, bro, sincerely, like they didn't know who these people was in 2019 or 2022.
So the problem for a lot of people,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
These people,
look at him. He's not even letting Jew get his shit out. Like, listen to him, bro. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Just gonna speak specifically about Nick Fuentes. I can talk specifically about Nick Fuentes. He has been.
You're not listening.
Attacking the black community and shitting on the black community since his arrival in 2017. You can literally just put in Nick Fuentes' name on Twitter in 2 seconds, and his video will come up of him telling white people to avoid black people at all costs, and white people have every justification to be racist against us. So it's hard for anybody to believe that you were unaware of who these people were. But even if we take that at face value.
Wait, right? Sorry. Bro, and during that interview, right? Bro, again, I'll take my L. I tried. He ran circles around me. He ran circles around us. I genuinely tried to pin him on these things, and he ran circles around us, right? And he even, like, and there was an audio like that dropped, I think yesterday or so, right? Where and he said, yo, I conceal certain, like, opinions of mine to try to blend into, like, the mainstream more, right? and we went for it. We came and unprepared, and he ran circles around us. But if you watch that full-length interview, bro, I did try to ask like about those things, and at every turn, he was lying, being deceptive. Now looking back, he was lying, being deceptive, and damn near denied everything, right? So trust me, my brother. Again, I understand. I was wrong 1,000%, right? Again, bro, like there's no excuse, and there's nothing that I could give right now to justify that, right? All I can say, brother, is I had my wake-up call. I realized my faults, and I try to do better at some point. But
so I want to ask y'all, is there a way, right? Even after he just said that, right? Now, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. He been doing a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to staying on these white supremacists' asses lately, though. Let's keep it a buck, right? He been on their ass. Is there a way, and I'm asking, and I'm don't attack, because I don't know, I'm really asking. Is there a way for him to redeem himself, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. As old as I am, I got a soft spot in my heart for everybody, every person that's black. I'm going to be real. I'm way more forgiving than I probably should be. That's probably why I've dealt with more BS in my life than I've had to, right? Now, I can see if he started out as pro-black and then he pivoted over that way, right? Okay. Well, he started out, you can kind of say, he started out anti-black and then he pivoted over to pro-black. So I can see the grift. You know, don't get me wrong. I see the grift. What I'm asking is there any way for him to make this right? I'm not saying he's gonna be on the Jew Almighty and Gap Tooth and Watch TV level of trust. You know what I'm saying? Introvert rock star level of trust when it comes to the black community, right? Because whether people identify as immigrants or whatever, you know, at the end of the day in America, we all black. We still black. We're gonna be seen and treated as black people by this racist administration and racist white people. It is what it is. We're all black. Is there a way for him to redeem himself? And I'm not saying with full trust, but would you rather have him on the other team or at least usable for our side of the team is what I'm asking. And I'm like I said, I'm legit asking. You could put Stephen A. Smith in the same pot. And I tell my boy this shit, right? Because we laugh, you know, Dr. Umar is hilarious. I tell my boy this shit. When it comes to white people, when it comes to any other people, once you show that racist card to me, you're done. Ain't no, that's it. But, and I always joke with him, I'm like, yo, you can unraccoon, sorry. But you have to do it to the level 5x what you was doing the raccooning with. You have to really be out there in the field. You can't just say, okay, you can't just opt out and now you quietly over here like Candace Owens trying to do. You can legit say Flakko been putting in that work. Now, whether it was financial reasons or not, I can't answer that question. But he been on the ass. Let's keep it a buck. All right. Now, I think Jew did an amazing job, like I said, you know, in the comment section, holding his feet to the fire. And honestly, I think a lot of his answers would have come out better if he was a little more mature. He's a young fella. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing 40. I'm pushing 40. I'm gonna be real. I'm 38. I just turned 38. I'm pushing 40. If I had to go back to the mindset of where he is right now at my age, I get it. I get the ignorance of his age. I get it. And that's not everybody's excuse. But can he redeem himself is what I'm asking you. Hold on.
But that's no excuse for that era. Because again, bro, I was drastically uneducated. Watch the full shit, and you will see me ask those questions and him run laps, you know?
Okay.
You know?
So if that's the case with the white supremacy, you had to be aware of who the Proud Boys were.
Now, whether he's lying or not, that's not my job. I'm not trying to listen. I was in the comments trolling.
Because they did the whole Charlottesville thing, 2020, something like that. You had to be aware of who the Proud Boys were, that they are fully anti-black. They're just a different version of neo-Nazis and the KKK.
And I love how Jew laid out the facts, and he made him answer to the facts. He didn't, oh, you're lying, he's a liar. No, he laid out the facts. He allowed the man to opened the floor, and then he laid out the facts for him. And you have to, how you give your answer dictates how you look. And obviously he looked it bad. Otherwise, we wouldn't be making these videos responding to the video, the live stream.
And you said you support them and you fuck with them because they don't hide their politics, which is insane to say. That's like saying, yeah, I fuck with the KKK because they wear their sheets in public.
Yeah. No, right?
Yeah.
Right?
No, right.
Again, man, and that's the uneducated, naive version, right? It's like when people say, yo, I fuck with Trump because...
But how can you not respect that answer is what I'm asking. Even if he's admitting his fault right there.
He is a known racist who makes it be known, right? It's like kind of like feel me? It's like the devil that you know is better than right?
No.
Again, that's me being naive and saying, yo, these people are open and proud with their racism. I prefer this type and over this. But again, that's the naive me, not fully understanding like what that entails and what that means. And again, and that was a fucked up thing to say. And I was 1,000% wrong. Bro, listen, bro, like I'm not running away
he just admitted it. Okay.
From my personal accountability.
If you're not running away from your personal accountability, then why didn't you address that in your apology video, your non-apology video, where you didn't apologize for shit for real? You literally turned the conversation from genuine criticism about the things you could have addressed, which was super disappointing to most people. For anybody that still had faith in you, you turned it from that to make it a whole conversation about conservatism when the criticism was never about you being a conservative or any other black person being a conservative. For the record, nobody conservative, nobody black that's a conservative is anti-black. I get people may not agree with conservatism with black people, but that's like 20% of the black population. It's not a rarity to know black conservatives. So that's never the criticism. The criticism is aligning with Trump, glazing Trump the way you did. You literally, in the video I used, you literally were smiling from ear to ear, glazing him while he was disrespectful to black journalists. What was her name? Rachel Scott, I think. While he was disrespecting her on stage at a black event.
Yeah, right. Facts. So here, right. So okay. So let me address the first thing you said. You said like with the apology, right? So right. So yeah, right. So look. So I didn't see your.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I was crying, laughing at that part right there. I'm sorry.
Your first initial video, right? Where again, I'm sure you probably like put like and like all those clips in. So in my apology, I think I said, yo, I'm responding back to, there was a few comments in my comment section and in like my live, right, where they say, yo, Flakko, we discovered your like conservative patch like that. So that's what I was responding to. I didn't really get like a chance to see the full complaint before responding. I was responding back to like my chat saying, yo, we found this conservative pass and this conservative pass. And I said, oh shit, fuck, I could, let me just first address why I was conservative at some point, right, bro? If I had the opportunity to watch, I guess, like, you feel me, and all the complaints and like all the videos.
I'm tired of people saying conservative doesn't mean racist. The whole basis of conservatism is founded upon keeping slaves, which is racist. Y'all need to knock that shit off. You're racist, flat out. Stop trying to dance around it. Stop trying to put, you know, a rose on top of shit. You're racist. Own it. Live in it. Relish it. Relish it. You're racist. That's it, bro. Cut it out. That's what conservatism means. What they were trying to conserve slavery. How can you be conservative and not? Man, y'all better stop playing with me.
I would, right?
Can't do it.
I would have probably addressed them like specifically, and you feel me? But like, I never had the opportunity to watch your first video and the rest, right? Because again, like, I tend to avoid videos, right?
See, and that's why I started trolling, because I should have turned this part off, but these comments was cooking me, bro.
I feel like,
I'm sorry.
You feel me? Like you feel me? Like it's a hit piece, right? So I didn't really see like the full complaint or the full things that they were like talking about, but I tried to respond back to like my chat. And again, if I dropped the ball in that regard, I do apologize, right? But bruh, I'm fully sorry for anything
he's apologizing
that was considered an anti-black. That was not my personal intentions. You feel me, right? At the time, bro, again, I truly felt like I meant well. I truly felt like I had the answers when, bro, I don't got the answers, right? I didn't have the answers, right? And clearly me looking back, right, if I watch like in everything I said, I'm sure I wouldn't agree with that era of my life. So, bro, you're 100% right. You feel me, right? Again, it's probably like
everybody's allowed growth. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that I don't like the most about all of this after the fact, like I think this was a healthy conversation. I think it was navigated correctly, asked the right questions. When he didn't acknowledge something, he brought it to him, right? But what I don't like is, I don't know. I got conflicting feelings about it, but I don't like how there's not an out for our own people when it comes to when they finally see the light. I don't like that. I just don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have the answer for it. But I don't see how, I don't know. Like I said, it just don't feel right to me. You know, if somebody's saying they're sorry and they're not on that side, they're over here, that's just me, bro. And like I said, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying?
A best practice to watch the full thing, watch all the complaints, and then respond to them and like individually, but I didn't see those videos. So I didn't quite like have anything to quite like go off of. I was just responding back to my audience saying, yo, we found this conservative path, respond to it, right? And then you feel me? I came online, I think like 30 minutes later after seeing, you feel me, those comments and like responded back. But all the shit, bro, that you just said, again, I 100% apologize for.
So
he was trying to apologize also, and this is where I got a fault, Flakko. He was apologizing just so he can get the conversation over with, because he was extremely uncomfortable. I mean, given what the video that I seen, you should be. When
it comes to content, right? At this point, I mean, you talk about everything on your channel for the most part.
Bro, I'm telling you, these comments was killing me, bro.
Didn't keep a secret that, you know, you made 100,000 talking about Chud the Builder. You were very critical about Chud the Builder. You've been critical about Officer Tatum, especially with the Nolan Wells case and all of that.
That's what I was saying.
The issue that people have is, if you have a history of anti-blackness, if you have a history, literally, I can wishing death on black people, saying you hate niggas, letting a Asian or a Latino or white girl, whatever it is, say the N-word, and then tell her in a group of non-black people, yeah, I hate niggas too. We all hate niggas.
But to be fair,
that's some raccoon stuff, right?
Look, like that stuff again, brother.
First off, this dude right here, whoever this is, this the same dude I remember in the comment section that was saying Trump isn't racist. So he need to get the hell on. This an infiltrator right here. KZ 1994 Abel. He's an infiltrator.
Again, there's no excuse for it. Again, I'm not arguing this. Again, there is zero excuse for it. I was wrong for that.
And hold on, wait. I just thought about something. Hold on. Bub, this a white dude. Only white dudes, Bub. Only white dudes call people Bub. That's a white dude. Why are you here, bro? This is what I'm saying. Black folks business. This is exactly what I be talking about. Why are you in black folks business? Just accept his apology. No, this ain't even a conversation you need to be a part of. We ain't talking to you. Why are you here? You just exposed yourself without even trying to expose yourself. White man.
Black folks, I do want to say this again.
Infiltrator, bro. That's how y'all find them.
To who I believe were street rappers and people who I believe was leading our youth down.
Right. In this, I mean, I'm not going to segue over to the but Abba part, right? But this is what I was trying to get to. You know, he has apologized, but honestly, I'm glad Jew kept pressing on, because it seemed like, to me, even though he was apologizing, Flakko was trying to apologize just so it can be done, because he knew his stock was going to drop after this. But at the same time, what's the protocol to navigate him after this is what I'm trying to get at.
You know, to death in a graveyard, and I was wishing that upon them, the exact same thing that their music was enacting upon the youth. But the other stuff, again, you are 100% right, bro. Listen, I'm not here to make excuses for it, brother. Like,
these comments was
I'm here to listen and learn. You feel me, right? Again, I was wrong, 1,000%.
Okay, so the definition of a grifter, by definition,
of course,
is a con artist or swindler, someone who tricks people out of money or property through fraud, lies, and clever deception, which I think people at this point would view you as a grifter based on your very recent anti-blackness and white supremacist alignment. So again, when you're talking about people like Chud the Builder just got out, made a video about him. You're going to make more videos about him, because now he's out. He's going to be live streaming, talking about stuff. Officer Tatum is going to continue his raccooning and tap dancing.
Right. And he just did some,
stay on topic. Stay on topic.
And like earlier today though. Nah, but bro, like here, right? But bro, like with the
Jew is 50 from 50 from the free throw line in this conversation, bro. He didn't miss one time. And the reason why I laugh when Jew was naming these bullet points, because I'm like, damn, bro, he just kept boom. It was like punchline after punchline. Every single one, boom, 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 boom. Like he didn't allow no wiggle room in this conversation for Flakko. None. And I kind of feel like if I'm speaking for him, he feel like he kind of let him down easy.
Again, if people want to call me a grifter, again, I cannot argue with them for having their opinion based on what they saw, right? Completely understood. But again, I made videos about Chud, like first, right? Because again, I disagree with that man going around calling black folks the N-word with the hard R, right?
Done, y'all. Hold on.
I made videos about Tatum because I disagree about his stance on Nolan Wells, right?
Hold on, wait. See, the same dude again. This is what I'm saying. This is how you find people that ain't supposed to be here, that infiltrate the community. Right here. He all in our discussion. This is black people business. He all in the discussion. Black folk business. Keep telling us how we need to proceed. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I think Nolan Wells was murdered, right? Like, again, and these two things weren't like overly like strategic things. No, like I believe that Chud the Builder, right, was wrong, right? I disagree with like that behavior. I disagree with Tatum and what he did. So I'm making videos on what I disagree upon.
But the hypocrisy is you disagree with Chud the Builder, for instance, being a white guy going around saying the N-word, but you supported a white guy saying the N-word when you wore no jumper. It doesn't. Yeah. So again, the alignment is off.
No, right? No facts. But people grow. Right?
Correct.
I've never experienced that. I've never let a white person say the N-word.
Sure.
Right. I've never supported a white person say the N-word around me. I've
here.
never supported anybody that was against my people, which is the reason that a lot of black people vote Democrat, because
100.
Republicans are overtly just out front racist. So
yeah, listen, bro.
The reason why Jules started laughing, because he just can't fathom, just like me, I can't fathom in my mind somebody just allowing that shit. Like it's mind-boggling it's mind-boggling.
Look, you're not wrong. Again, I'm telling you, people grow. I was 100% wrong, right, for everything that you just said. But I'm telling you, I made a video about Chud, right? Because I disagreed with him going around calling black people the N-word, right? Bro, I had my personal wake-up call. And I educated myself, right? So again, these are not like overly like you feel me, like calculated things, right? Like I disagree with Chud, so I talked about Chud. I disagree with Tatum, so I talked like about him, right? And those were my personal disagreements, right? So again, like if folks do want to say, hey man, I think you're a grifter, prove to us you're not. That comes with time. Like, I'm not arguing with that, right?
You don't think that comes with actually addressing what people are calling you a grifter for, though? If anybody was calling me a grifter or bringing up old footage or talking about old things I said, it's literally writing.
I'm doing it right now, though.
Writing.
It's
writing that black people were pookies and we were standing in welfare lines. When I was. Sorry, by the way. I think, and that article, by the way, was what I think. This was like 2017, 2018, right? I think, like, right, bro, like I was damn near first out of high school, bro. Again, that was me at I think like 19, 18 years old, bro. Like I've evolved as a person. There's no excuse for that. But again, I'm here to address it. But I'm saying is this: if people say, "Yo, Flakko, I think you a grifter," fuck you, and I'm saying, listen, I understand. Trust me, I'll be skeptical too. I understand, right? Like my job, brother, is to do better, and that comes with time. I'm not here to say, hey, man, F you guys. No, listen, I understand how people view me. I understand how it looks. I'm here to hold myself accountable and say, hey, I'm going to do better. I can't take back what I did in the past in terms of, again, at I think like 18, at 18, 19 years old, right? Thinking, right, that I was writing about like a solution, right? Again, I was young and dumb thinking, right, that the way to like
prosper is to grab yourself up and by the bootstrap, not understanding that shit don't work, right? So again, like that's me saying, yo, I was young, dumb, and uneducated. I take responsibility. If folks want to say that I'm a grifter, I understand. All bro, like I can do is take accountability and say that comes with time, but I'm here to address, which is why I'm here, right? Is to address it. Yo, listen, I fucked up. I apologize to my people, right? There's no excuse that I could give for it.
It would have been better if he would have came out before he got exposed. Before his past came up, it would have been better if he had addressed it. Instead of going from being completely to the right and then completely on the left-hand side and allowing somebody else to find out that you really like that. That's the biggest issue. You feel me? And the thing, and this is another thing too, if you're going to be anything a part of the black community online, right? Because like I said, we all get grouped together, right? And you're not Black American and you're frontlining Black American issues, you need to have your ducks in a row. You got to have your shit together, flat out. You can't be trying to frontline a war with chinks in your armor. You can't do that. You can't do that, right? And it's crazy how as soon as he started doing this and he segued over, how his channel just exploded. No diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like out of nowhere, like I said, I wasn't aware who this guy was. I don't watch No Jumper. I thought he was a newer dude. I'm like, damn, the algorithm just called him. He just took off, right? But he was applying pressure to Chud the Builder. You feel me? Applying pressure to, you know, some of these anti-white creators and all that stuff. And I appreciated the consistency. But at the same time, I didn't know this man's background was like that. Let this be a lesson to y'all, man. Do not get on these internet streets throwing stones from a glass house. Do not get on these internet streets throwing stones from a glass house.
I woke up and time would tell, right? Like what my character is.
For me, just from the general comments and stuff that I've been reading, some of the chat.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like the comments was killing me, bro.
All of that. Taking accountability means taking accountability. I'm gonna just put this in the simplest terms for the chat and everybody else.
Right.
For my kids, if I punish my kids and I'm wrong or I overreact in the punishment or I snap on my kids, I literally sit down with them and be like, I am sorry for snapping on you. You didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
this is how I feel. It won't happen again. Yeah. You did not address anything on your own, not without being called out, not without point and shoot video. So I feel like if you made a drastic turn, which is very drastic to go from pro-MAGA, pro-Trump, pro-white supremacy, pro-Proud Boys to all of a sudden being against all of those things, like and now calling out people like Chud the Builder. I feel like there should have been a time for, as much as you're online, you do a lot of content where you say, you know what? I had an awakening, my political.
And that's another thing too. When you got something like this, that shit needs to be addressed immediately. This right here, when you got allegations,
cool alignment change. I realize these people are my enemies. You never address anything. You just popped up when the money was good to be anti-MAGA.
Well, again, that's not true though. If you watch my content, bro, I've talked about me being pro-Trump at some point and then turning pro-Trump, even on No Jumper with those clips. Right, bro, on the Thursday show, bro, like there's multiple times where I came on and spoke on why I've turned against Trump, like why I'm supporting Kamala. So again, this was like and it was like a slow turn, but like even in like my videos and on my channel, bro, I've spoke on like, I was once this, I once believed this. I had to have a wake up call once again. It clicked to me that it's not about policies. These people don't want to see people like me exist. And that was my wake-up call, right? So, again, I have discussed it. Now, in terms of the actual apology, I dropped the ball in that regard because I rushed after seeing my fans leave a comment saying, address your conservative past. I came on and addressed that. I probably should have watched like your video if I knew about it and other videos, right? And say, listen, I seen this, and then go through like each and every point. For that, I own up to it. I dropped the ball, right? I do apologize for that, right? But I'm here to address it now, right? But yeah, brother, like again, if I would have saw it, I would have addressed every point, right?
Okay, but so I didn't see it, no? There's another thing. So when it comes to being black and proud and loving blackness and being pro-black, it is the appreciation of everything that makes us us. So when you're
I want to fast forward. So this is the part right here. Like when he started, I was trolling.
Appreciate the 5.
I was trolling.
Appreciate the 5. It was a lot of
But you know, the point I wanted to drive home with this is I really want to know amongst the black community, right? And it's our discussion, right? What do we do with people like him after a situation like this is had? Right? Do we really want to push someone like him back to the other side? If he may have honestly apologized, do we want to push them and ostracize them out and quote unquote end up with another Brandon Tatum or Hodge twins? And I'm not saying that's what we did is the reason why they're like that, right? But my thing is, he can't be a front liner for the community anymore, right? He can talk about celebrity news and stuff like that. Jew just took that torch right out his hand. Like the loudest creator of everything else when it came to like white supremacy anti was Poetik. He just took it. He took the torch from him. Bullied him. All seriousness, man. I love all my people. I love people that love me, right? And my flaw is, again, like I said, I'm too forgiving of people that have been nasty or betrayed the black community. You know what I'm saying? And I got to work on that shit as I'm, trying to think of something else to say in regards to that. But I think this was a very healthy conversation, because not only does Poetik Flakko, or has he done that shit in the past, a lot of y'all asses have too. There's a lot of y'all in these comments that did vote for Trump. Just because we can't prove it don't mean it's a lot of y'all that did, bro. Because I remember that. I remember the black voices being a lot louder this election cycle because y'all thought y'all was getting some money from it. But I see how a lot of y'all done fell and slid back through the cracks. We ain't gonna talk about that though. Ayo Bassel TV, like, comment, share. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.